Hi, this is Linda Bartolucci with InkStampandScrap.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely fall card using lots of products from the Blended Seasons bundle. All right, let's get started. First, let's go through the supplies that we're going to need. We're going to need some snail and some glue dots to put everything together. To embellish the card, we're going to use the copper trim, a piece that's about 6 inches wide, and then a bow, and also about the same width of a piece of burlap ribbon. We're going to use Cajun Craze and Very Vanilla cardstock that's been cut with the second and smallest framelits from the Stitched Seasons framelit set. We're going to use a card out of crushed curry that measures 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2. And then we're going to use our jet black Stays On ink, our rooted trinkets. We're going to use the copper ones. We're going to use a blender pen, and that is going to be used to color with the Cajun Craze and crushed curry watercolor pencils that come in the Watercolor 2 assortment. So the Blended Seasons and the framelits, the stamps, the framelits, and the watercolor pencils are all a limited edition purchase from Stampin' Up! That is only available until August 31st, 2018. So let's get started assembling. All right, let's start stamping. So I have the image of the second largest framelit from the Stitched Seasons framelits, and I also have my leaf all lined up and ready to go. It's going to go right here inside of that framelit. So I'm going to ink it up with Stays On ink. And I'm going to bring it over. Now I don't have a magnet, notice, on the Cajun Craze layer, so it might lift, but I can put it right back where it was because I have the frame. Okay, it didn't pick up right there, but I'm okay with that because I'm about to lay the other, because I'm going to put the other layer. I'll show you. I'm not going to leave it here to ink because that won't work because these are two different levels. But if you notice, there's only a little bit that's sticking out, so that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper piercer, because that's just the easy thing to use, and I'm going to lift this out and set it aside. And then I'm going to take a frame that I made from just another scrap piece of Cajun Craze and put it in here, and you'll see that the smaller framelit lays in there perfectly. So now, because my stamp's in the same spot, I can ink up the stamp again. And this time it's going to come over and go right on this framelit here. And I know that I can turn this magnet and just grab that corner there so it all stays down. And then I'm going to come over, and it's going to stamp on that scrap frame that I have left over, but it's also going to stamp the image on the Whisper White, which is where I want it. Or, I'm sorry, I keep saying Whisper White. It's Very Vanilla. All right, here we go. And I have a nice crisp, well, no, you know, actually I'm not thrilled right there. And the beauty of the Stamparatus is I can come back and get those one more time. So I'm just going to get the middle right there. I just want to make sure it's a nice crisp image. There we go, much better. Okay, so now I'm going to move my magnets away. I'm going to take my paper piercer again, and I'm going to lift this, and you'll see what happens when I bring that first layer back in. Come here, you. There we go. All right, so then I'm going to grab the first layer, and I can line everything up, and look at that. It's like I stamped them both and it all matches perfectly. So now we can move this out of our way. We don't need the Stamparatus anymore. This is the only stamping on this card. And you've seen how nicely I can line this up, but now I want it to be permanent. So I'm going to go ahead and put some snail on the back of this card. And all right, so now I'm going to line these up. It's probably going to be easier to take my frame, put it over this. I already have snail on the back of this. And I'm going to drop it in the frame lightly. It might be a little off. Make sure these, hang on. Make sure these are all lined up nice. Okay, so as long as these two are lined up perfectly, then that should line up just right. And it sure does. Look at that. All right, so now we're ready to color the vanilla and finish this card off. All right, I'm pretty happy with that coloring. Let me just show you the framelits so you have an idea. These are just some of the stamps that come with the set, but these are the framelits. So these are the nested label framelits. There's a bow, a swag of flowers. This is the leaf that I'm going to use. This is an outline for the Christmas bell that comes in the set, and then there's just some more extra leafy elements that you can add as framelits as well. So for this card, when I put it on, since the leaves are kind of swirling and it doesn't matter which way, I'm going to keep it this way, but I want to add a couple of leaves just to extend my focal point like this. And then I'm also going to bring in a couple of the trinkets from Rooted with Nature just to kind of fill this area in a bit. So we're going to go just like that. So to do that, I'm going to bring in my glue dots. And I'm going to put one on the front side of this and tuck it right where it was. Use this to lift it. Oh, it stuck to my nail, not good. There we go. Actually want it to be in a little more. There we go, that's better. And then I'm gonna get the Cajun one to go in there. Probably didn't need the glue dots, it was kind of grabbing to the snail, but we'll put the glue dots just to make sure it works. We're going to go over here with that. And the Rooted with Nature trinkets come in these two patterns in both copper and silver. And so what I like to do on these, where's the end of my, there we go. Here's the first glue dot. So I'm just gonna fold it over on itself and kind of roll it thin. And then I'm gonna put it on the back of this and fill in that space right there. And then I'm going to take the last one. I'm going to do the same thing with the glue dot. I'm going to roll it on top of itself. Kind of use the wax paper to get it to roll. I'm going to take the trinket on the back side and put it towards the stem. These trinkets are a little on the thick side, not too much. So you can kind of hide the glue dot. Put that right there. Oh, I really like that. That came out nice. So the way to make this card work really easily is to add one more layer to it, and that way I can wrap the ribbon around this layer, attach this, and then put it all on the card. So the first thing we're going to do is just lay this where I want it, which is going to be right about here. And then I'm going to bring in that burlap that I had at the beginning. And I'm going to slide it under here and slide it on through. And I want there we go, I want that to be, let's see, this was going here, so this should be right there. And you can come here, and I'm gonna straighten that out just a little bit. And put a little bit of snail on each, on each end. Because remember, I'm going to use dimensionals to get this rectangle to stick all the way down. And now I want to put the trim in the middle of this. So I'm actually going to sneak a little bit. Oops, see, that's why. A little bit of adhesive here so it doesn't pop up. Get that to stay. We're going to use glue dots on this because it needs a little extra stick, and it's also very thin. One in the middle, one on each end. There, and there. There we go. All right. Oh, I think you're going to hear my husband say hello in a moment. He doesn't know I'm videotaping because I didn't know he was getting home this early. All right. So now I'm just going to take some snail and put it down. And it's a little lofty there. All right, so you know what? We're going to do even more dimensionals. Oh, hi. Told you. All right, 1, 2. 1, 2. And there's that. There we go, because the ribbon's a little bit high, so it makes it a little challenging. All right, and now we're definitely going to put dimensionals on the back of this because otherwise this layer will just look like an accident because it's the same color. So take these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's put this right there. All right. So thank you very much for watching. This is Linda Bartolucci with InkStampandScrap.com. If you have any questions, please leave me comments below. And if you're watching on YouTube, please leave me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel.